Hey y'all, it's Michael, and these are my least favorite, most disappointing books of 2015. In my pursuit of reading a lot of books into 2015, unfortunately, I've read some duds. Now, I go into books really excited, and I'm genuinely wanting to enjoy it. The first one is Fables by Willingham. I went into this series really enthusiastically, and then I read the first issue and was like, oh okay, this isn't that bad. And then as I kept going along, I think I got to issue like 3, I was kind of like, I think I'm gonna put that on the back burner. The reason why I wanted to read this book was because I played like chapter 1 of The Wolf Among Us, which is a Telltale game inspired by the book. So I was really excited to go into this. But after a few issues, issue 3, I was like, I think I'm gonna stop. And while I did enjoy it, I think I was wanting it to be more than what it actually was. So there's that. The next one is We Were Liars by Lockhart. Now, Lord. So this book, I don't know. First off, the writing, I really didn't like it. Like, I was just like, It also felt really pretentious. But yeah, this, I was not the biggest fan of this book. And this book was really disappointing. Again, it was hyped, and in the end, it just fell flat for me. So yeah. The next one is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I don't understand the hype for this book. This book also really felt convenient. And I mean that because a lot of the events I felt like happened just for conveniency. I felt like the book wasn't pushed enough to the limits. It didn't reach its height of the premise. This book did not live up to the hype. I don't know. Anyways, the next one is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This one was really disappointing for me. First off, the writing style was really weird to me, and I usually can groove with books that have a really weird writing style. I really enjoyed it, but this one was just not working for me. Yeah, I just was like, I'm not jiving with this. I wasn't invested enough. All I remember is Noah, and that's it. So that goes to show you. Next. Oh, the next one. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. Ooh, this book was disappointing as fuck. The reason why I wanted to get into this book is because, first off, see, this is why you should never compare a book to another book, because then you have those expectations and that was not met. So this book was compared to Gone Girl, to Gillian Flynn, and I was like, ooh, okay, so we're gonna have a really good character, despicable characters, because in case you don't know, all of Gillian Flynn's characters are really despicable, so I was like, ooh, this is gonna be despicable characters, and I know there's a twist coming. I just know it, because you can't compare your book to Gillian Flynn if you don't produce a twist. So when I was reading this, I was like, okay, like that's literally what kept going in my mind, was like, okay, alright. Like, there was never an excitement, a joy that I get with Gillian Flynn. And I know you shouldn't compare books, but if you put that on the front of the cover, that's what I'm expecting. Something's wrong with my hair, I don't know what's going on. But I just was not feeling this one. Talk about disappointing. The revelation was really anticlimactic. Again, with Gillian Flynn, the endings are like the cherry on top. Actually, all her books, it's always, oh my gosh, I was not expecting that. And here, I was just like, okay. So, the next one is An Ember in the Ashes by Sebata, here narrated by, ooh, wait, hold on, let me move the cursor over. By Fiona Hartington and Steve West. So I listened to this on audiobook. The narration actually wasn't that bad. It was just that the story wasn't... It didn't live up to the hype. Again, another book that didn't live up to the hype, and I was really disappointed by this, but going in thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to really love this, because it's supposed to be set in this like Roman style world, and I felt like it just, when I finished this book, I literally was like, oh, okay. So yeah, next. Anyways, ooh, the next one. Grey by E.L. James, narrated by Zachary Weldower? Now, I knew going into this that it wasn't going to be my favorite. All the other 3 books weren't my favorite. But I was like, okay, why not? Watch the review. I did a whole vlog review. Listening to this made me realize all the faults. Like, all the faults were busted wide open. Bruh, like, you know what? Someone told me that I didn't understand all the complexities of this book, that I didn't get it, that I'm not the target audience. Who is the target audience then? Because I was like, I'm an adult. I love reading books. She likes reading books. Anna, she likes reading books. She wants to find her lover. I mean, who wouldn't want to find their lover? You know, have fun, sexy times? Who wouldn't want to do that? I was like, no. I definitely can't relate to the character. She's my age. I was like, no, this book definitely don't relate to me. Oh, this might be right. I've read books where characters definitely don't look like me because let's face it, 95% of the books are all with white people. I still relate to them. Like, I can still relate to you. And here I was just like, Anna, what? Yeah, y'all, don't waste your time on this. Trying to tell me that I'm not the target audience. Anyways, next, this one was really disappointing. Armada by Ernest Cline, narrated by Will Wheaton. I'm not gonna knock down Will Wheaton because he is a great narrator. This was just really disappointing, like genuinely disappointing. I had such high expectations because coming from Ready Player One, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna love this, because I knew going into this book, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to enjoy this. It's all about video games. And when I listened to this, I actually like got 80-90% of the references because I was like, I know this video game. It was like the book for me. If you don't play video games, then obviously you're not gonna get some of the references, but this one I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting all the references. And then as I was listening to it, it was just like, this is not good. Like, it wasn't good. And it was really predictable too. You kind of expect everything to happen. Spoilers. I don't even know why I'm telling you this because you should just skip the book anyways. You know that if there is an alien race, you know that the guy you've been working for is obviously involved in the... Okay, next. Because you see, as this video progresses, you can tell that I'm like getting really passionate about the book. Now the next one is a really disappointing book, but I might read the next one in the series anyways. It has the potential that I might like it more. Even though this first one wasn't that great to me, I feel like it has a real potential to be better on the next book. So I'm gonna continue on with the series, and plus they have a TV show of it, which is The Magicians by Lev Grossman, narrated by Mark Bramhall. I went into this with the expectations, as everyone kept saying, that this is grown up for Harry Potter, and while yes, that does have it, this book has incredibly flawed characters. Like, they are not perfect, and they make decisions that a normal human person would make. Like, they are not perfect. That's like one of my kryptonites. Like, I love characters that are completely flawed. I knew that I was kind of over it, like over this book, was when I reached a halfway point and I was like, huh. Because I was listening to this, and I usually listen to my audiobooks on 1.0 times, like normal speed. I can listen to like even 3 times. Like, I'm really good at that now. I sped it up. That's how I knew I was just like over the book. There's a portion in here that was like really dragged out. People that I really admire their work has a blurb on the book, so I was going into it thinking enjoy it more than I thought, but this was really disappointing for me. The next one, probably the one that I was like, no, this is a recent read too. It's Let Us Know by John Green, Maureen Johnson, Lauren Miracle. I talk about this in my December wrap up. Basically, I didn't like the book. The first one I enjoyed. The first one I really enjoyed the book. After that, it went all downhill. And again, looking back, John Green, and still to this day, it's been a good month since I've read that book. That Korean thing still, I don't know how I feel about that still yet. I knew going in that it was gonna be like a light, fluffy read, but even with light, fluffy reads, I expect something more a little bit, I guess. Yeah, I don't have that much to say about this book. Oh, wait, you know what? I forgot a book on this list. Oh, I did not write it down, which is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, narrated by... I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll put it here. My gosh, why did I forget to put that on my list? In hindsight, in my video that I do, it's like almost a rant on that book, I say that, you know, that the beast isn't ugly. You know, the beast, in that type of story, the beast doesn't have to be ugly. It just has to be someone who is acceptably different from the norms of that society. But I don't take nothing back. Like, I still did not like this book, and this book is overhyped, and I just simply don't get the hype for it. Don't read that book. So, yes! Those are my most disappointing, least favorite books of 2015. So yeah, let me know what your most disappointing books of 2015 is, and until then, I'll see you guys till later. Bye! I feel like I'm Sherlock. It's because, like, things that I don't like, I dump out of my head. Like, I feel like that's not important, so I dump it out. Like, a lot of these things, I don't even remember the main character's name just because I want to forget about it. Do y'all do that? Am I being shady? I don't think I'm shady.